Across geographies and economies, if one way to examine the care problem within the healthcare system, and the person needs to define the problem in layman's perspective, I think most would agree with the definition that I have personally arrived at in the last 18 years of my intersection with healthcare system. It is a complex set of interdependent issues. One has to realize that the care problem is complex because health systems problem is not only about a complex systems problem, but it's about truly gaining a systemic viewpoint of many systems at work simultaneously. And these interdependent systems collectively hinge on political and economic sensitivities, which again converge to a set of complex cultural paradigm. To illustrate, the HIV/AIDS issue is a typical example. While it is taking away roughly 0.9% of India's GDP, and that's how huge the impact can be, the cultural issues around it are much more complex. Take, for example, even handling it within the family circle, so complex. Are there any inefficiencies of care dissemination, open and fair handling of the issues in context of human rights, drugs availability? Actually, to only compound the issue further. Now, can one address these issues with mere technology insights? I think the solution will become the problem successfully, and this is what has happened to many health systems trying to adopt technology the world over. So we believe that deciphering these sets of cultural challenges in the first place should be the very first step in planning for technology adoption within any healthcare system. The commercial layer, which everybody is keen, comes actually much beneath these layers, which is why the unsustainability of the business equation in the first place, because people fail to connect to the very core of these challenges and they get disqualified in the process. While collaboration sets the pace towards the right direction, we have assimilated it to be an alignment of strategic intent, of vision, of minds, of hearts of the like-minded organization. The collaboration needs to understand these cultural complexes in its very nation form. The collaborating entities are required to bring in orthogonal sets of information in order to holistically define these challenges. This will then help us interpret the pattern of information flow between the stakeholders in what we call as the integrated care paradigm, which begins much before hospitalization and much after hospitalization. Once understood, this interdependency of information flow is what constitutes to us as a business case and business opportunity of the health information exchange. As a student of medical science and having practiced intensive care, I have experienced practically how a hospital works from a day-to-day perspective. And from within hospital, it seemed quite apparent that the challenges with the way how hospitals are managed, the way how administration works, and that seemed to be the only dependency for streamlining care processes. I mean, the way how hospitals are managed. But sooner I realized the limitations of fragmented processes compounded by discrete automation. We clearly saw the role of digital transformation and the beneficial impact such a transformation could bring to health systems efficiency and effectiveness, while it continuously drives affordability and sustenance. So what IHCX would do in the very first phase is to remove these technological hurdles posing a solution in the first place for the healthcare stakeholders. In the second phase, we envision a position to roll out healthcare programs on limited geographical basis, obviously, targeting specific care challenges and gaps, and then take on larger geographies covering a larger set of care challenges and gaps within regional and national economies. Once this is achieved, I think the other potential values that the healthcare exchange could drive is only limited by one's imagination. Ubiquity of care in a more collaborative manner would start driving sustainability and affordability regionally and globally. The exchange has already started driving experiential values to stakeholders by connecting them around care communities, addressing specific gaps of care, the predefined sets of challenges. We have, for example, the primary care providers in rural parts of Asia consulting with relevant providers and knowledge stakeholders today on the exchange. We have, for example, the wellness program for the elderly, wherein preventative care and chronic care management is provided digitally by enabling the stakeholders. This model of digitally enabled care paradigm would not have been viable without bringing in a collaborative approach of technology adoption. So what we have already broken is the conventional barrier of commerce and technology ownerships. This is, in my humble opinion, health economics at its best. And this is what the exchange promises to deliver across societies and economies going forward.